This is Linda from Remade with Love, and today I'm going to go ahead and try out a new product. I've never used an etching cream to etch on glass, and I've received this new product in the mail. I want to go ahead and try it out to see what we come up with and if it's a good product and I want to use it again. So let's walk through this. Now I've got a bowl of water. I've got a sea sponge to rinse and wash off the etching cream. I bought a mug, a glass mug, for about $1 at the dollar store. I've got some gloves, some rubber gloves that are thick enough to protect my hands. I know I'm going to be using a painter's brush, a stiff painter's brush, to put the etching cream on it. It's going to be in a controlled area. However, like any chemical that is going to cut into glass, the instructions are to protect your hands, because even if you don't feel like you've gotten a splatter or a piece of the cream on your hands, you may not feel it eating away, but if it's tough enough to eat into glass, it's going to eat right through your hands. So I want to go ahead and protect my hands. And I've also got what I'd like to etch onto the mug. And so this is the one that I made on my Cricut machine, and I've created my own mesh stencil. We're going to be trying that out. So let's go ahead and do this. First thing I'm going to do is take my etching cream, and this etching cream is from a maker studio. It's a really good organization. I love their products. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I shake it up, and once I open it up, I'll also stir the contents to make sure that it's blended. At the same time, I'm getting that ready, I am going to go ahead and, before I put my gloves on, remove my stencil from its backing and decide on placement. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this on maybe towards the top, about a ½ an inch down from the top. I'm going to press and make sure that my stencil is covering and does not have any bubbles, because when I put the etching cream on, I want the etching cream just to go where the letters are that I cut out. And of course the mesh is going to help keep some of this tall detail in here, or this middle of the R, in place. It's not like I have to do anything afterwards or fiddle with a piece of stencil I don't want on there. So this is going to be etched only in that space of the tri-mesh stencil that I have open. And I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on so that when I open the cream, if there's any kind of splatter, I'm not going to get hit with that. Shake it up a little more and open it up. It's a thick, kind of a toothpaste type of consistency on here. I'm going to stir that up a little bit and go ahead and put it on. So I like it because it's a paste. It's not falling off and around. I don't have to worry about it getting down on my surface of my table. I'm going to stay only in the area where the letters are. Now this is not going to harm my mesh stencil, which is great because I made the stencil so that I could use it over and over again. That's why I created the mesh stencil rather than just a hard stencil. I do know that etching cream only reacts on surfaces other than plastic. So my gloves are going to protect me. The mesh plastic stencil, vinyl stencil, is going to protect the mug, except where the letters are open. I'm going to go ahead and cover that liberally, and I believe the instructions read about 1/8 of an inch of coverage on here, and that once you have it covered with about 1/8 of an inch, that you let the etching cream stay on the mug for about 3 to 5 minutes, and that it's good to continuously kind of move it around on the stencil. Agitate the surface. It will help the cream etch its way into, or have that chemical reaction on the glass that you want, that will create a crisp and clear rendering of what your stencil is. This is going to be permanent. So once I have taken the stencil off and washed it away, the washing will kind of neutralize the etching cream and stop the surface from reacting any further. Whatever is etched on there is going to remain. So seeing that this is my first venture into using etching cream, I'm happy that I have invested only about $1 into this project, getting my glass from the dollar store. So if this doesn't work, or if there's something I need to learn about this process, I'm learning it on something that's not going to cost me a lot of money. Okay, so I'm looking at the time. I'm going to go ahead and think that I think I've already had my cream on here for about a minute. I'll just keep moving it around. I want to make sure that none of the cream gets off of the stencil and create some kind of strange little divot or highlight that I don't want there. So we're going to go ahead and have this here, and we'll speed up the process, and we'll come back to you in a few. Okay, it's been about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take my natural sea sponge and dip it in some water. It doesn't matter if it's warm water, cold water, any water will do. It's just going to be for neutralizing the chemicals in the etching cream. Get that nice and saturated, and go ahead and need to remove the stencil before I neutralize the etching cream with the water. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that down, and with the corner of my nail, not getting anywhere near the etching cream, I'm going to go ahead and pull the stencil off. So far it looks pretty good. Whoops. Go from the other end also. Oh, that looks great. I don't know if you can see that from here, but it looks fabulous. For now, I'm going to put the stencil on its base. I'm going to wash that off in just a moment so that I can neutralize that and use it again. I'm going to go ahead and put my glove back on to protect my hand from the etching cream, and we'll go ahead and rinse this off. And as you can see, I don't know how well you can see, but the etching cream has done its job, and that is really nice. So there is no more cream on the cup. We've got the etched words from my stencil on there, and I can't wait for friends, family to use this, to see it. Let me get some of this extra off. Once I rinse this, I'm going to go ahead and wash it, make sure if there was etching cream on my hands and it got on here, I want to make sure that that's neutralized. But now that the chemical reaction has occurred and we've neutralized it, this will not come off. I can rub it, I can put it in the dishwasher, I can put it in the microwave. It is permanent. So I'm really enjoying this. The only thing I might do differently is I might wait the full 5 minutes. While this is nice and crisp, it could possibly be darker. I'm going to try a 5-minute trial to see if I like that better. I'll go ahead and post pictures. All of my products and items that I've used in here so that you can try this on your own. As you can see, this took me 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. And I've got a great creative product